All right, golfers, so if it's getting to that time of the year where the weather's getting pretty bad outside and outdoor practice is challenging, then today I've got some short game drills that you can do indoors with very little equipment, no simulator required, and I really hope it helps. So we've got 6 drills. We're going to jump straight into it, 3 of which are chipping and 3 of which are putting. So let's dive into chipping drills. Now, one of the key things with pitching and chipping is to have the club on plane. So this one, number 1, is what I call the plane chipping drill. Now all you need for this is 4 water bottles. They can be empty or they can be full. The beauty of having it full is after you've done this drill you can drink them. So what we want to do is just set it up in such a way like we've got here. Ball just inside these outside water bottles, and really what that's doing is encouraging you to swing the golf club on plane. Luckily I'm not hitting it on the way back. So back and through, and you can see this golf club is on a nice arc, on a nice plane. Now if we swing too far on the inside, which I see so often, we're going to knock that water bottle over. If we swing too far on the outside, we're going to knock that water bottle over. So you can make this as hard or as difficult as you like. I'd encourage maybe a lot of players just to start with a bit more room to start with, just to give yourself a bit of confidence. And just starting slow. Now if you're indoors and you've got very little room, you can use foam balls. So here I've got my son's little foam balls. You can use the airflow balls as well. So just something that's not going to damage, anything. And so with that, you can just chip off the carpet into a wall or onto the sofa. And if you hit the water bottles, you're going to know about it. From there you can make it even more challenging, where you bring these water bottles even closer together and see if you can get the club swinging on plane. Such a key aspect there, guys. So that's drill number 1, the plane chipping drill. And after you've finished it, you can crack them open and give them a swig. So that's number 1. Number 2 is educating the touch, the feel, the finesse. So just because we're indoors and we can't get out there and practice, we can still develop that touch, that feel for different shots. Now, short game is all about touch, all about feel. Yes, we need the technique to support that, and you can just place a little bin, or in this case, I've got a den caddy, anything really, just to practice throwing the ball into. So just tossing the ball into the bin. Now, from this sort of setup position, as though you're going to do a little chip or pitch shot, just make a little action where you just turn through and just try and throw it ever so naturally and see how many you can get in the bucket. Now this is just testing your ability. There, I got 2 out of 5, not too bad. Just to feel that natural, because ultimately you'd love to be in a position with your technique whereby that's all you're thinking about, the target and where you're trying to land it, and that feel, that touch. Now, the only challenge there, of course, is if the technique and the strike's not quite there, then that release is going to be different. So you might have the touch in the field, but if your strike's not there, it really affects your ability to then control that distance. So this is really just working on the instinctive control, the finesse, the touch, the feel. And then there's, of course, other drills you can do to really solidify your techniques, to get that consistent strike, which is going to help the distance control. So that's number 2. You can have a lot of fun with that. You can bring it further, you can bring it closer, further away. If you've got a bit more room, you can have a bit of fun, challenging. We actually used to do this as kids with my family, my mum and dad, and just for a bit of fun, just throwing the ball. I remember my mum winning something like this when I was a good golfer, and she beat me, and she doesn't play, but it's such a fun thing you can do, right? Just a bit of fun, develop your touch and feel. So that's number 2, tossing the ball into something. Now we'll jump on to putting. So then 3 great drills you can do for putting practice at home is, the first one is, can you strike the middle of the face consistently? So this is drill number 4. I'd encourage you to get 2 little bits of blue tack, that's all you need. Place it either side of the sweet spot on your putter. Now to start with, you can make it bigger. So you can make that sweet spot even bigger here. 2 little bits of blue tack, as you can see there. And then can you hit the center of the face? A really important skill to develop when it comes to speed control and getting that consistent ball speed off the face. And this can get very frustrating, and it really shows you where you're hitting on the face. So the idea is to get the ball coming off correctly, like that one there. So that was out the middle. Now if I hit one a little bit out of the heel, for example, Now, do you see how that went nowhere? The same energy of stroke, but it's just hit the blue tacking on. And it just starts to give you awareness of where you're hitting it. I'll do the same now of the toe. And you can see not what we're looking for. So again, out the middle this time, just hit the heel a little bit. But it's just a really good one to get that consistent strike location, which is going to help with your speed control. Now, and then again, you can make it a little bit more difficult or easy depending on where you're at. Now, the next piece, drill number 5, is working on your lag putting. Now, depending on how much room you've got, I really like to just pop a little bit of a towel. I used to do this when I was a kid in the winters back in the UK. Pop a towel out there, just a smallish towel at different distances, and you're just trying to group the balls on that towel. So you're just trying to develop that touch, that feel. So I was a little bit firm on that one. Not quite got the pace of this indoor green yet. A little bit fast again, so I might go a little bit softer this time. That's better. A little bit fast still. So you're just developing that touch. And then see how many you can start to group on that towel. Then you can bring it closer, put it further away. So just another fun one just to develop that lag putting, that touch. You could also use a little disc or just a little mark on the carpet there. A lot of these really good putting mats that they have nowadays, you can utilize those. They've obviously got the holes on there as well. Just a great one to develop that lag putting in that touch. So that goes nicely with the touch in that field drill when you're just chucking the ball into the bucket with the wedge as well. And then finally, guys, drill number 6 for putting is working on your wrist mechanics and your stability with the wrist. One thing you want to avoid where possible is too much movement in the wrist when it comes to putting. We don't want to get all our energy in from here. Yes, you want to be fairly soft and it's all that touch and that finesse, but we don't want to, because this really affects club face, and we really want to be a bit more simplified when it comes to the putting stroke. So we're going to use hack motion for one of these trainings as well, but even if you didn't have hack motion, you could also utilize a little bit of a reverse palm drill where you just get your hands reversed like this and just feel your arms swinging, but the palms staying and the wrist staying very quiet, soft but quiet. And that's just a great one then when you pick up the putter, just to feel how soft those wrists are. You could even use a bit of an alignment rod here and just get that coming up towards your sternum there. And just make some swings, just feeling the arms swinging. You feel how quiet the wrists are. Just to take out too much excessive wrist action when it comes to putting. And as you'll see here, we can come on to the putting stability training, which is a really good one. And then from here, we can hit some putts with the feedback of hack motion and just see how quiet can I keep my wrist. So you can see there, pretty close. We're looking for this green range, of course. Not bad there, but you can see not an easy task. Now, if I was going to get a bit excessive from my wrists, you can see what numbers start to throw up there. And certainly if I get a bit too much this way as well, yeah, that thing's going off the charts. So you can see it's a wonderful training just to really quieten down those wrists, get them to a nice range. It's really going to help you develop good face control, good consistent loft delivery. That's better. You can see how that graph's much quieter. Not bad there. So I've probably got a bit of work to do with my putting again versus a lot of people are just using their wrists to hit the ball and not swinging their arms. So that's another good training there, guys. So I hope that helps. You've got some good short game training there that you can do with very limited resources. 3 for chipping and pitching, 3 for putting. That should get you through these cold conditions or again, your at-home practice if you're busy with family and don't have much time to get there to the golf course. Guys, I hope that video helped. If you'd like any more drills to help you improve your game and your wrist mechanics, click the link below in the description. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Good luck with your practice. Let's keep the conversation going. Let me know how you go, and we'll see you on the next video.